welcome back. I feel like it's been forever, but it probably hasn't been that long. But I do have a couple books to talk about today. Today's books are brought to you by my quarantine reading because I've been sick and having a lovely, by which I mean not lovely, time stuck at home, which, I'm lucky to be able to work from home and stuff too, and that I have a job that allows me to quarantine and still stay working and whatnot, but I'm going a little stir crazy. But these books helped me through it, so let's just hop right into it. There are two different romance books that I have to talk to you about today. We have For the Love of Friends and A Holly Jolly Diwali. So, I didn't know it was what I needed, but my poor little addled, sick brain really loved having these light, fluffy reads. So if you're going through anything similar, maybe these light, fluffy reads will do it for you too. So let's talk about them. So For the Love of Friends is a 27 Dresses style plot. It even references it within the story briefly, which is fun. But the main character is doing 5 different weddings within 1 year with several of her friends, and then both of her siblings are getting married and all of this stuff. So there's all kinds of crazy, silly hijinks. And then there's a romance that happens with a groomsman from one of the weddings. And I will say, if you're looking for a strong romance, this maybe isn't the perfect choice because this has a lot of fun, silly hijinks. The writing I thought was really fun. I really enjoyed being in this silly world of, oh my gosh, going to 5 weddings in 1 year, craziness, and all the different types of brides that it talked about and stuff. But if you're here for the romance part, that's not the strongest part of this book. I thought the main character and the guy she ends up with were very cute together, but they do spend most of the book just as friends, and there's 2 kisses, and so not a super physical book, but that's my ideal reading in a lot of ways too, so I still really enjoyed it, but it maybe is not the kind of romance that everyone would want, but I love it. Also, the title, and even the back of the book are a reference to a blog that the main character starts writing, and in some ways that's a big part of the story, and in some ways that's not. The blog itself features fairly well, but the title For the Love of Friends actually comes into play in the book, but not till the very, very end of the book. It's one of the posts that she writes. So take that as you will. If that's the kind of reference that you do or don't like, there's that for you. But the blog itself is fun. I do think she's a fun writer. She isn't enjoying the job, but I did like that the job that she starts in is as a PR person at a science foundation, so she's reading all these science articles and turning them into layman's terms and stuff, which I thought sounded like a fun job even if she didn't enjoy it. But maybe I'm just more scientifically minded than this particular main character was, and that's okay too. We're all different people. But yeah, that's For the Love of Friends. And then next we have A Holly Jolly Diwali. This one I saw Chandler Ainsley do a video about talking about it, and she said that it was a little light on the romance for her taste, but she liked learning about the Diwali stuff that was in it, and that she felt like it focused a little too much on the Diwali, but I don't really know anything about Diwali, so I picked it up so that I could kind of get that too. I was like, yes, this sounds great. Let me learn about Diwali then. But I kind of disagree that the romance wasn't strong in this one. It's a similar case to For Love of Friends, where it's not a super, sexy book necessarily, but at the same time, there's a lot more physical interaction between the 2 leads in this one than in For the Love of Friends, and there's definitely kissing and things that are going on throughout, and lots of tension and oh, I just want to have him right now kind of stuff. So I thought there was plenty of it, but obviously some people like even more than I do, and so anyways. But this one's really cute. This one, our main character works in tech and ends up getting laid off from her job, and so ends up going to India for her best friend's wedding that she didn't think she was originally going to make it to, but then because she got laid off, she was able to, and there she meets a guy, and then romance ensues, and it was really cute, and I really loved it, and I felt like I learned a lot about Diwali, just like Chandler Ainsley talked about. I felt like the romance itself was really cute. I liked the tension that the two characters had. I think a little bit of their conflict at the end didn't quite make sense to me, I will say that, where they've had like this weekish span together because of the friend's wedding and honeymoon and all that. And then it's like, oh no, we have to have our third act breakup because we live in different countries and stuff, which fairly valid, but at the same time, the way they approach it when both of them at that time are technically essentially like unemployed, and they're both like, but we can't make it work because we're in different countries, didn't make sense to me. I felt like there could have been a little more flexibility on both their parts with that. And there is a point where she breaks up with him, like she's kind of the impetus for the third act breakup. And her reasoning is, oh, he's not willing to move mountains to come be with me the way I am with him, so I'm not worth it, and so I'm going to break up with him because I'm not worth it. And the way she reasoned that out didn't make sense to me, and I didn't agree with. So, a few minor little things, but I loved it overall. It was really fun. I liked having this story to teach me a little about Diwali and also to read about India. Also, Shah Rukh Khan makes a cameo in the book, which is really fun. There's this scene at a pool where she is getting like some shots for her friends, and she's gonna take them back but wants to do like a selfie with the shots, and so she turns to the guy behind her and she's like, hey, can you take a picture? And he's like, oh, you want a selfie together? And she's like, what in the world is going on? But okay. And then she gets her other picture with the shots and stuff too, and then she gets back to her friends and it's like, that was Shah Rukh Khan, which she should have recognized him because she has seen like the Bollywood films and he's one of the most famous men in the world. But yeah, no, it was really cute and really sweet and I really enjoyed it. So if you're looking for some fun Indian flavored romance, I'd highly recommend this one. But yeah, these are my two light, fluffy romances that helped me get through my quarantine and gave me something pleasurable and more enjoyable when I was suffering a lot. So if you have any other fun, floaty romance type recommendations you think I might like, feel free to share down below. Or if you've read either of these and want to share your thoughts, I'd love to chat with other people about them too. But that's all I've got for now. This is the Umlaut Harper, signing out.